till we introduce you.
Well, we're live, and you fucking wait till we introduce you.
You.
How about that? Yeah. All
Yeah.
right. What's going on, everybody? We are here. We got no yeet. We got fucking yeet. We got it all going on. No, motherfucker. We got.
Oh, here we go. This has been sponsored. This show is sponsored by Mr. Carlo Rossi.
I got
Yes.
It's
Poland Spring water here.
You
Is
got
that, is
Poland
that good?
Spring, and
Yeah, there you go.
actually, the legitimate sponsor of the show is Dubby Energy Drink. The link is down below. You can order your energy drinks down below. Click the link and order from Dubby Energy Drink. There you go. And pretty
Nice.
soon, by Monday night, I will have the videos uploaded in there so we can play little Dubby Energy Drink commercials, etc., etc. But we're going to talk about Night of Champions 2025 WWE, and I just got to say this: take the whole. Um, let's just put it this way: WWE live in Saudi Arabia. Now, for me, watching this, and I had this discussion with Coco. You think to yourself, like Saudi Arabia, for years, all you picture is desert. You know, the un what's the impolitically correct way to say
Uncivilized.
uncivilized
Yeah.
impolitic, yeah, you know, with the
Hut
turbans and
dwellers.
everything,
Hut
yes,
dwellers.
stuff like that.
Romans.
I see. You know, for years you heard music is the universal language, but I am going to update it, and I'm going to say WWE professional wrestling is the universal language, because what I saw this afternoon was unfucking believable, and I'm blown away by the crowd reaction to the WWE and the stars and the talent of the show. Not that I thought it was a great show, but overall, just the acceptance and love given by the Saudi Arabians, it was kind of mind blowing. And I really want to get your thoughts on
So, first of all, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. I am Johnny Hotbody. The disclaimers down below, and also below us is the belt man, Gianni. Yeah. So,
Hello, everybody.
anyway, you asked me about that crowd react. Asked me my thoughts on the crowd reaction. I've been telling you for quite some time that the WWE needs to go overseas to make the money nowadays, because in the states they're not getting that kind of reaction.
this. No.
And I'd say that is one of the greatest crowd responses I've ever seen in all my years of watching wrestling. These people were cheering for just standing in the corner. All the wrestlers had to do was turn to any particular angle, and
Yep.
they went mad. And it's great to see an acceptance of what is considered professional wrestling. I believe, since there's nothing better to offer and no one brave enough to go out there or afford it, no other organization, I would believe that in my own. I don't think AEW would do as good overseas like
No.
that. They don't have the production value, but that was definitely one of the greatest audience responses. Now, my thoughts on what Night of the Champions. I always thought it was matches that were supposed to have belts involved. I I'd say some of these matches were beyond championship caliber. They were amazing. These I'm not even going to tell you which ones until we go through the matches. You asked me my opinions,
Mhm.
and quite seriously, some of those matches were better than the championship matches. Now, I'm going to turn it downstairs to Gianni. Gianni, whatever you do, don't take over the show. Now go.
That's your job, Johnny. But anyways, I thought it was one hell of a show, but for some reason, maybe it was just the culture, but a lot of the matches, the sound seemed like it was pumped in or piped in, just out of the reaction until the main event where they went nuts. That's just my opinion.
Okay. I wanted to ask, I'm sorry, Gianni, this question won't pertain to you, but to my fellow brother of the ring, Mr. Johnny Hotbody. When you see a show like this, now, we do these recaps every Monday night. We see all these American crowds. And it's like, okay, we never really sit and discuss the actual crowd reactions until we have all these foreign country crowds. But when you have a crowd like that, that's so fucking hot, like a Saudi Arabian crowd, doesn't, and I'm going to just throw my guilt out there, doesn't it make you a little fucking jealous not to be able to walk that aisle to experience that reaction? Because for me, I'm a little jealous. But for you?
So check this out. I had the fortune. I was fortunate enough to work in the WWE. Okay. When I wrestled Ultimate Warrior, the crowd was so loud. You felt it vibrate through the mat, through your chest. It was unbelievable. If you find the match, you could see my real response to the crowd. I was freaking out, telling them to shut up. And then as I turned around at the last second, I ate an elbow, a clothesline across the bridge of my nose. It nearly knocked me into 5 years and beyond. But seriously, yeah, that kind of response in wrestling is probably something you do want to experience. You know, you get that. Sometimes you're wrestling in front of 35 people. Sometimes you're wrestling in front of 100 people. But to be wrestling in front of 20, I think at the time I had wrestled Warrior, it was in front of something like 22,000.
Wow.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, and there was also, I wrestled Demolition, the same thing. I wrestled the Powers of Pain, same thing. The Bushwhackers, the same thing. You know, there was a lot. Even King Haku. You know, yeah, the crowd was amazingly loud. So it's like. And do they pipe it in? Yes, they do occasionally when you have a dud of a match. And quite seriously, when they're overseas like that, Gianni, believe me, they don't need to pipe it in. What they need to do is take down the modulation because it's so damn overpowering. Yes, it does. It does sound like it's being mic'd in because there are mics under the ring and all around.
Yeah. So there's a story that I heard from Dustin Rhodes in his first couple of matches where he was going so fast, he couldn't breathe. He's like, I can't breathe. I can't. Like he was literally screaming it in the ring because the crowd and the adrenaline was pumping so hard. Is that the same equivalent to what you're talking about, Johnny, or is that something different?
Who were you speaking about that said that?
Dustin Rhodes. Cody's brother, Dusty's son.
I would think so, not unless he was just selling that. But yeah, man, it's amazing the energy that's going through the arenas. You know, quite seriously, you feel the vibration through your body because your body is water.
Yeah, and
what else could I say to you to that, man? But yeah, the frequency is so amazing. It sent chills. It sent chills. The goosebumps were on my arms for real, man. Like The Rock shows you, it's real, man. You really do get that sensation. And I was nervous to go out to the ring anyway. But don't let me talk about me, man. Come on. I don't want to do that, man. It's not about me. We're talking about these guys. And
but
I hate when you do that to me, man.
But seriously, it's such an overwhelming moment. Like, I seriously, like, I'm looking for the moments like in the opening match and the two big matches of the night, the opening match, the main event, the last match of the night, when they fucking lock up. I'm looking for them to like say to each other, can you believe this fucking crowd? Because it's such an overwhelming crowd. You gotta be like eating that shit up inside.
Well, there was times they stood there and turned around and looked at that crowd, and you were guaranteed they were taking that in like never before. I'm telling you, I've never witnessed the crowd response like that. Maybe they should do all their cards over there. They are selling, so possibility of Saudi Arabia owning it all.
And a lot of the times, when you're in that ring or around ringside, the sound goes up, so you can't hear it. They go to the back and they ask, "How was the crowd?" Because you couldn't hear the sound. It's like heat. Heat rises, so does sound.
Well, you know what? You know what the funny thing is, and Hot Body will back me up on this. Whenever you're the opening match, right? When you fucking come back through the curtain and you go back in the locker room, there's like a crowd of people waiting beside the next match, and they're going, "Hey, how's the crowd?" Like the fucking reaction when you go back, when you have a crowd like that. Holy fuck! I mean, in all seriousness, I mean, they don't even have to ask because they're hearing and feeling it backstage. Like Johnny said, you're feeling it in the ring. They're feeling that reaction back in the locker room.
And when you're like a family organization, quite seriously, and by that I mean when everybody in the back feels like they're a family without cutthroating, they all stand around the monitors together and they watch the matches, so they know what's going on nowadays. But there were days like when Bruno was wrestling, your hero, you couldn't hear you could hear a pin dropped. That's because he was in the ring. But let's go.
we heard a pin drop tonight,
right.
And I'm going to get into that. And tonight I'm fucking turning heel, and I got bones to pick and people to call out and shit to say. So on that note, let me say hello. Michelle's in the house. Good afternoon, guys.
And hello,
Michelle.
There was a Jonathan before that, and hello there, DJ plays favorite.
There you go, DJ. What's up? Nick Infante.
What's up, Nick?
We had name we haven't seen in a while. My brother from another mother.
Where you been at, Nick?
Yeah, where you been, Nick?
Yeah,
Rich Concannon.
Rich Concannon. I like that name, Concannon.
That's Vitamin Richie C right there.
Vitamin C, yes.
Jonathan Owens.
Jonathan Owens.
My brother, another brother from another mother. My tequila brother with Sabu, and a long, long time ago from way back when. All right. As Rich says, let's fucking go. Let's get into it. We have opening match. Started off King of the Ring, the men's edition. Mr. Cody Rhodes versus Randy Orton. And overall, I thought the match was very boring, very blah, and I was just like,
rehearsed.
Yeah.
Rehearsed.
Yes.
You know they've done this match quite a few times. Cody going to the top, hitting that Cody cutter. It's not impressive anymore. You knew he was going to be the king because I told you he's going to be a future president. Did you notice the gear he wore coming out? He looked like a British soldier.
Yeah.
I mean, come on, man.
He's Captain Crunch.
Yeah, Captain Crunch, all right. He's Captain. I see him.
Crunch.
I see him though turning heel real soon.
But Johnny, look at the Captain Crunch box. He's wearing Captain Crunch's fucking jacket, for Christ's Six.
Or the Beatles, or he looks like the Beatles for Sergeant Pepper's Lonely Heart.
There
That's
you go.
many, many years ago when dinosaurs roamed the planets. You don't know nothing about the Beatles.
Well, you
Hey
know
man,
what?
cuckoo, cuckoo, Yellow Submarine.
There
Hey
you
Jude.
go.
He actually in an interview said this past week, I'm talking about Cody now. Cody said, expect him to turn heel within the next year. Like, he gave it away.
Well, that's what they do nowadays. So you have to remember there's no surprises in wrestling no more, which kills the reason to even buy a ticket. And quite seriously, when you go to a live show, you're not actually hearing the voiceovers, and it's not the same. I think it's better when you're watching it and getting those voiceovers.
I agree.
I totally agree, but it has to be a good voiceover. I mean,
All right. Do you want to go down the road of the commentators?
Wayne Barrett's excellent. I think him
Yes.
and Mike Cole don't get along at all. If you heard the inside stabbing, there was a lot of dueling going on between those two. You just
really?
Oh yeah, absolutely. He's Wayne. You have to remember he was Bad News Wade Barrett too. Before he was King Barrett. He's excellent. I always thought he was great. His career ended too soon, and as a commentator, I think he's excellent. And I don't say that about all the commentators. I think Cole sucks, even though he's writing the script.
He sucks, dude. I'm sorry. He sucks.
He's writing it all. He knows what they're going to do in the ring before they even do it. He has to do that because he's not as good as people think he is. He can't cut it on the fly. Which is what Vince McMahon's problem was with him.
He cannot. I'm going to refer to Jim Ross because, in my opinion, Jim Ross is the greatest.
He was great.
Yes,
Jim Ross, every situation that happened in that ring, Jim Ross amplified it by 10.
It was dire straight, man.
Yes.
Yeah,
Michael Cole, it's like, something happened in the ring. Like, nobody gives a fuck. There's no enthusiasm. There's no sense of urgency. There's no oomph.
I think someone took Michael Cole's nuts long ago. No, it's because someone took his nuts long ago.
Yes.
Vince McMahon.
There are two.
He was humiliated so much by Vince McMahon, Gianni, that he doesn't have it in him no more. He's like a princess in a man's body. That's the most politically correct.
Johnny, let me tell you something, brother. And Bay for that matter. Michael Cole, and you call me mushmouth. Michael Cole couldn't even say WWF. He would say WWF. That drove me nuts. Number one. Number two, there are two call guys in the history of wrestling, as far as I'm concerned, where you can close your eyes and see the match. And I'm sorry, Johnny, but I'm going to say it. JR, of course, and the great Joey Styles. Because I can close my eyes.
Joey Styles was great, and I never said I did. I thought you were going to say your hero, Pat Patterson.
Oh,
when he used to do it with Vince.
No.
I mean color commentary, not do it with Vince.
Hey! I didn't go to the Ronnie Garvin School of Defense there, bud. So there you go.
Neither did I. But yeah.
All right, let me. Hey, Jonathan too much wine. Call me out. I'm going to call you out. Come on. Shots of tequila. You want to, John? If Jonathan wants to come on and hang out with us, I fucking love this guy. You let me know. I'll send you the link.
Well, listen, the guy's more than welcome.
You know, John.
There's only one guy I don't want on this show, and that's that moron that likes to threaten people across the airwaves live. That his intelligence is like, come on. I have no room for him on my show.
Jonathan, he was at One and Done, but Jonathan was at shows back in the day, Tri-State Wrestling Alliance, ECW, always front row. He's in a wheelchair. As soon as you see him, you'll recognize him.
He can,
Si-
Wait, is
listen,
that just
you don't have to ask me, but let's get to the next. Let's get on with this, man. Anything you want to do, you're more than welcome to do, bro.
And Vitamin Richie C says, "Hot body for the win."
hey, was that guy? Was that in a wheelchair at one and done?
Wait, yeah, he was at One and Done. He was the one that was,
No, Stanley was in a wheelchair too, brother.
yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
No, but Jonathan was the one with me and Cebu.
Okay, yeah. Come on, brother.
Listen, if he was able to sit there and drink with you and Sabu, he's more than welcome, because
Yeah.
you know what? Sabu was a great dude, man. And there ain't too many guys from ECW I'll say that about. I spoke to Sabu the night of that get together. He was pretty good dude, man. He showed me respect. Yeah.
Love it. Love it. Love it. All right. So before
Let me tell
we
you
close off the
something.
first match, Orton and Cody, what do you guys think overall match? Did you think it was a good match? Did you think Cody deserved King of the Ring? Were you expecting it?
Expecting Cody to win. No, I thought they would give it to, I really did. I thought they were going to give Randy Orton the push. I didn't know when he came back he was going to be putting guys over the way he's been. But as far as Cody goes, he's wearing Triple H's insignia on his ass. What do you expect? I didn't think the match was any good.
I didn't either.
It was like I said, it was rehearsed, and that's sad because Orton's way better than that.
They both are. Predictable stinker.
No, not all the time with Orton. Orton's had some great matches, man, where you didn't know. Listen, sometimes
No. I'm just saying they both are better than that. That's what I'm talking about.
Oh, okay. No, I would disagree. Cody's wrestling is like John Cena's. It's so fake. It's unreal. They throw punches. Listen, we used to throw punches, and we used to throw them in front of a speed bag that would have the rubber band on the top and the bottom, and we would have to stop within millimeters of it. Larry Sharp would let you stand there for like an hour. Your arm would feel like it was falling off. Seriously, until you got that punch down. These guys are throwing punches. Listen, they're like, well, it's like watching a cowboy movie. They're taking dives with nothing but air.
You know what? I said that exact thing to Coco as we're watching. I said, as we went through the next match, I said, watching the next match, the street fight, and the Cody Randy match, Cody's stuff looks so fucking weak.
Listen, when Cody Rhodes comes out, I go to the bathroom.
Look, Cody's got an amazing entrance. Whoa! He's got the great fucking entrance. He gets in the ring. He's a great politician, like Johnny says, future president of the United States. But it's just not. It's very weak looking.
It's about as viable as a politician's speech.
And it doesn't matter what side of the platform you're on.
And
either way.
They know how to filibuster. They're saying nothing. When like guys like Ric Flair and even at more. Listen, I have a lot of gripes with a lot of these guys, but I don't have a gripe on is their ability to do what they used to do when they were really at their best. Ric Flair, Dusty Rhodes, they would sell a match, man. Yeah. They would sell the match. You want to go there. You want to see the match. Magnum TA. Man, that dude was believable.
Absolutely.
And if he would have ever been in the WWE, there would have never been a Hulk Hogan. And I believe that, and I believe that till the day I die. He was one of the greatest.
Yeah, Magnum was fucking amazing.
Magnum TA versus Tully Blanchard. Enough said.
Yeah. How about them matches? I Quit matches,
Yeah.
best of 7 series,
It's
steel
a
cage matches. Though you see, this is the difference between like what I'm talking about, man. You watch them guys wrestle, and you watch what they're trying to shove down your throat today. It makes I don't even know why we really watch it. I guess we're expecting better.
we always expect better, but
Can I tell you guys something?
No, you
Can I
can't.
come clean with something here?
Of course.
Well, I'm gonna do it anyways.
I
There's
hope it's strong
times,
underwear.
and you can ask me. You could but you could ask Megan this. There's times that I'm pushing myself to watch Raw because it's so bad, man. Like
Raw should go to
it's
2
like
hours. Raw should go to 2 hours, just like they just did the SmackDown, because it's horrible. Netflix giving you, listen, you get 4 matches in 3
yeah.
hours. That's a lot of commercial and filler. And this week, don't forget, we're recapping all the commercials. It won't be about the wrestling. This Monday night, Chubby and me.
I will be there live, and I have to be there at like 3:30 in the afternoon.
Yeah, well, it's an early show this Monday night, but come on, let's get to the next match, bro.
I'm trying to.
There's a lot of talking here, but yeah,
there is. Let me run through some comments here.
Yeah, that's right. Michael Cole is making money, and he's lucky to be employed. If Vince McMahon was still there, he would have been fired. Vince did try to get rid of him,
and he didn't call us.
I think he cried and waved the pride flag.
All right, Gorilla and Heenan were good only on primetime wrestling.
Yeah, they were funny, man.
Or even Tuesday Night Titans. DJ is going way back. I mean, that was fucking 80s.
They were actually good. That was when they were they had the podium set up. The red phone was always there. Yeah, they were funny. Those were some funny times, man.
Here might be the line of the night.
What's everyone's opinion on Ken Resnick?
I don't have enough opinion on him.
I'm not Stanley. I'm not saying you were Stanley, Jonathan. I think it was Gianni that may have thought that.
That's line of the night. I'm not Stanley. Nobody wants to get a shirt.
Stanley. You got to get shirts made up. I'm not Stanley.
Sorry, Jonathan. Sorry. I apologize.
Oh shit. Sabu forever. That's fucking right.
Yes.
Cheers to Sabu. All right. Oh, all right. Rich Concanon says, I respectfully disagree about the talent level of the commentary. Interesting. Okay. All right. Well, come on, Rich. Tell us some more what you think.
That's not a problem. Everybody's allowed to write whatever they want here tonight. That's every night, man. We love the feedback. We love interacting with you guys. Great story for Randy and Cody. I don't know. Well, you know what? If you're buying that particular brand of what's going on, I guess it is a good story. But for how many times have you watched the same match? That's all I'm saying. It gets old. It's rehearsed.
Did you think? And I put this out on social media during the match. I felt Cody worked as a heel during the match. Did you feel the same way?
Yeah, he has no ability to work as a face. He's limited to his moves, and when you got to remember, when you're a heel, freestyling is great. When you're a face, you got to be more restrictive of what you do, and you got to be begging for mercy and getting the crowd on your side.
Jonathan loved the match. All right, that's great.
That's okay, Jonathan. Tell us the number you would give it one through 5. Like
yes.
What we do 1 through 5 here.
Let's do 1 through 5. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I give it a 2.
I would love to know all right, let's do this. Let's give our ratings each match, and I want to have everybody who's chiming in and watching give their ratings. So Johnny, Randy versus Cody, you give it a 2?
Yeah,
2 out of 5?
I give it a 2. Yes.
I'm with you. 2 out of 5. Gianni?
Predictable match, 1.5.
Wow.
Whoa!
Love it.
I never thought I'd hear that from you, Gianni. I respect you a lot more now.
I am sick and tired
Now
of the
you'll
same.
just give me that tag team belt.
I'm sick and tired of the same BS every week. The 20-minute first segment of talking. Enough with the talking. Start to eat. Wrestle. For the love of God. I'm sorry.
You know what, though? In this day and age of pro wrestling, especially when you have a crowd like the Saudi Arabian crowd, you can go out there and say fucking peanut butter and you're over. It doesn't matter.
It seemed like they were an easy crowd. We had a couple crowds like that back in our day in ECW. We had crowds that were so easy to work. Tony and I, Tony would have them hating me so bad. But anyway, come,
All right, next match we had. Let me just scroll through the beautiful thing. Loved Magnum Matulli.
Yes.
Killer Ken.
I thought he was going to say Killer Khan. Oh, boy.
Totally different person.
love Resnick. Let's see. Would this be like a house show or was it even a pay-per-view? That's you know what? In my opinion, it's house show Raw worthy. It was not pay-per-view level.
No, Raw worthy. Raw only wishes it was that entertaining for what it was.
All right, let's see.
I've seen better dark matches.
Jonathan's given a 3 for Cody and Randy.
Okay.
Michelle is giving it a -1.
Hello, Michelle.
She totally said "fuck you" to them.
Oh!
Whoa! Michelle would never.
Thank you, Michelle.
Like
Thank you.
As a lady.
No, she wouldn't speak like that, but I would.
Okay.
She would speak like that.
We
had conversations with her.
She's one of my biggest fans, so you better relax.
And Rich said, I honest to God didn't watch the PLA. That's why I'm here right now. All right. Well, you're going to get all the dirt and the honest scoop here, Rich. So be ready.
Next match. Come on, brother.
All right. Totally House Slow. That's a good one. It was House Slow. All right. Next match. We had the street fight. Rhea Ripley taking on Raquel Rodriguez. And I'm just going to throw this out there instantly. As Coco said, the women dominate.
Mm-hmm. I would agree with Coco. Hello, Coco.
Hello,
By
Coco.
The way,
hi, Coco.
Let me tell you something. Rhea Ripley has the magic to make anyone she works with shine. Rodriguez never looked so good in her life as far as what I've seen her do.
Agreed.
In her tag team ability. It sucks. As far as her singles ability, it never, ever was that good. Rhea Ripley may be one of the best talents and underrated talents only because of the ability she has to work with the big girl that Santa Claus likes to refer to, Nia Jax. Nia Jax matches look great with Rhea Ripley. Even Rosie, I don't like this Rosie Perez. She should have stuck to acting, quite seriously, and putting her in a trash can. That was the greatest thing that Rhea could have done to that. I do not. You know what? They said that there's this trash island floating in Atlantic City from above. And then as they homed in on it, they noticed it was Puerto Rico. That maybe that's where she should be. That's why I say she reminds me of trash. God. But anyway, you didn't even hear what I said. I said Puerto Rico. The trash island in the Atlantic.
Disclaimer.
Yeah.
Disclaimer, disclaimer.
Listen, if Puerto Rico was so nice of an island, why are they all swimming across to get to America?
You are too freaking much.
Listen,
So,
it's all hyperbole, brother. I always listen, man. I have jokes. There's a dry sense of humor. They are not sometimes the best in politically correct world, but let me tell you something. The best comedians in the world never were politically correct.
absolutely.
Johnny,
You didn't have to
Johnny,
be.
is your middle name start with an H for Johnny Hyperbole Hot Body? Is that
Pretty
your full name?
much. Yes, it is. Hyperbole body. That's it.
Hyperbole body. He's got a new gimmick.
Oh God! Well, look out, ladies.
Like I was saying there, Rhea Ripley there. I am going to go right ahead and give that match a 5.
Wow.
I love Rhea. Listen,
you know what? I agree with
5 out of 5.
I am telling you, I love Rhea Ripley's ability. She is all that. She's better than what China. You see the way they tell you how great China was? This girl is 10 times better than China. Okay?
God, yeah.
Yes.
Listen, man. She has it all. And she's gorgeous.
You can just tell, honest to God, you can just tell by her entrance and just her the way her body is just free flowing through the entrance and her mobility. She can just go, and she doesn't have any hang-ups, hold-ups, stiffness, etc., etc., etc.
No.
Like one Jade Cargill, which we're going to get into in a little while, but Rhea Ripley. She is like probably the greatest worker in the current regime of the ladies of the WWE.
Of the ladies, yeah. But
Man,
I'm telling you, that was a 5.
She sold them Singapore cane shots like no other. Fuck, man.
Yeah, how great was that? How great was that? I mean, that set the tone for the whole fucking match, and then for her, to get her payback with the whipping with the belt. I think this was what Raquel needed as a singles, and it was like a coming out party for Raquel. But Johnny's favorite Roxanne, we're going to see the tag team of Raquel and Roxanne, maintain the belts for a little while to play into this whole storyline of the build back for the return of Liv in the next, probably by the new year.
Listen, Chubb. Hold on one second, Gianni. I'll let you go right after I say this. I think it would be more well played for Rodriguez to take in Perez under her wing, and they both lose that title to make Liv come back, piss the hell off, beat the living snot out of the midget, and then also beat Rodriguez. And right there, you have a program. I'm calling it. I'm booking that, and that's what I would. And that's what. Listen, it makes more sense in the women's division to have a story going on, and that to me is one hell of a story.
Yes.
Look, I'm giving it to you on the fly, bro. That wasn't something I had to think of. Really, I mean, any great booker sees what the next match could be, and right there, that's what it was. Gianni, go ahead, brother.
So, but
what happened? You're getting tongue-tied. Come on, I got people waiting to come on live patiently. He froze up. Listen, his fan's still spinning. Come on.
Come on, man. Gianni, what did you think? Come on, brother.
You hear me?
Yeah, you're live.
Now all right, you're good now.
Okay.
All right, he's saying shit. I'm going to say this. Let me throw some comments up there. Michelle says, laugh out loud, I wasn't impressed with Cody or Randy. Hey, Johnny and Gianni. Rich Con Cannon says, Coco FTW. That's right. Fuck the world. Michelle says, free speech for Johnny. Rhea Ripley is 5-star plus.
There you go.
She really is. Rhea is all class, and that match was a 10 plus. Rhea is the greatest woman wrestler ever. Ever.
You know what? You want to know something, Michelle? There's been a lot of really great women wrestlers in the past, and the women's division of wrestling was a lot harder and different back then.
Okay.
So I would have to say that those women that paved the way had a harder time. Medusa Michelli for one, Wendy Richter another, Rockin' Robin. I thought she was one of my favorite back in the day. A lot of used to love me some Rockin' Robin, but yeah. Yeah, Rhea right now, yeah, she's definitely in the top 10 without a doubt.
All right, DJ plays favorites. Dude, great hearing from you, seeing you. He says, I got to go. I'll catch the replay. Guys, don't forget to smash that like button as well. That's right. Smash the fucking like button. Hit the subscribe button. Hit the follow button. Ring the bell. Get all the notifications. And make sure to order your Dubby energy drink in the description below. And don't forget the one and only Leilani Kai.
Oh my God, Leilani Kai and the redhead. Oh my God, who was there? There was this redhead. Oh my God, in the WWE back WWF. I'll think of her name, but go ahead. Let's go, bro, man. Gianni's like lost in space right now. Leilani Kai. I wasn't a fan of that. What was her name? The woman that held the championship. The great. What was her name? Huh? Moolah.
Oh, she was like the godmother of the women's mafia.
Listen, man, that woman. I don't think her wrestling was all that great.
No, but she knew how to fucking run a business.
Yeah,
and that's what she did.
I think from what they say, she was running a pimp. She was pimping
a brothel. Yeah, pretty much. All right, so not only do we have Gianni back, but I am completely excited and honored to welcome. Look, I'm surrounded by fucking Johnnies. I got Johnny Hotbody. I got Gianni Martello, and I got Jonathan Owens now, the fucking king of tequila, in the house.
What's happening, Jonathan Owens, king of tequila, in the house?
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing well, sir. Great to have you here. I hope you're better on commentary than Gianni.
He's already better than me. Are you drinking tequila now?
No, I'm beer.
See, that's the whole problem. The world needs tequila, and so do we.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah.
I love this fucking guy.
Tequila, bro. I would drink a bottle myself. Yeah. I couldn't stand up afterwards, but I would do a number, man. I would definitely do a number on that shit. All I put in it was ice, squeeze a little lime in there, right in one of the big glasses, right down.
Loving that.
Like
Loving
water.
That. Loving that.
But back to the whole Rhea Ripley match. 5 plus.
Yeah.
She's fucking just legit amazing. She really is.
She really is. I agree.
So we're going to get into the next match, and this is where I start to really voice my opinions because I got shit to say now. Okay. So this next match,
Full screen,
where we had the one and only Mr. Sami Zayn taking on Karrion Kross, where for 6 months we had the build-up, the fucking tease every Monday night of
Yeah.
this character of carrying
Yeah.
Cross, and I was hyped. I'm behind you. I support you. I'm ready. I'm hashtagging push carrying Cross, and you fucking disappoint me, you motherfucker.
I told you. I told you. I keep doing this every week. It's getting old. I said, be careful what you wish for. There's a reason why he's carrying a cross. He sucks. He made listen. When it comes to like the bottom echelon of professional wrestling in the WWE, Sami Zayn and Karrion Cross are on that rung, and it's the look, man. These guys suck.
See, I don't. I totally am behind Sami Zayn. I think he's
Oh,
no. I thought he was the perfect guy. And as I'm watching that match, I kept saying to Coco, "You can tell Sammy's carrying this fucking match. He's fucking. He's
Yeah.
trying. He's trying to give fucking Cross his flowers. He's trying to let him shine. He's trying to set him up, and it just was not fucking happening, working. And I'm going to say this. I love the character. I think there's totally something there with Karrion Cross. There's a manager gimmick, et cetera, et cetera. If they want him working in the ring, they got to go put him back down to NXT or something and let him fucking work on a consistent basis.
100%.
I'm going to say his wife. Why is his wife not working? Can somebody tell me that? Because I've seen his wife work. She worked for Mike Tartaglia back in ECWA in a tournament I went to, which was the reason why I saw her and Gabby Ortiz and et cetera, other girls. But she was the reason why I booked Gabby Ortiz for One and Done because of this tournament, and Scarlett was on that tournament. Why is Scarlett not working? Because she's a fucking pure talent.
She's our candy as far as they're concerned.
I give the match a 1, and it's lucky it's getting that from me.
I agree.
0.
A 0. 0. Wow.
Yeah.
Tell Jonathan, you gotta fix your mic.
1 to 5, Jonathan. What do you give Karrion and Sami Zayn?
I feel like it's a 3.
A 3?
Yeah.
Did they pay you?
No.
No. They don't deserve no tequila. They deserve no tequila.
Come on.
Hey, Bay. You said you're a fan of Sami Zayn's all around character, ring work, what, or is it everything?
You know what?
What are you a fan of Sami?
I feel Sami Zayn. He has it. He's got something. He's not total A-team main event, but he's like a B+. Mm-hmm. And his in-ring work is usually very solid, and I've seen him in some amazing fucking matches. He's over with the crowd, and he just, a guy like him could have given Karrion, if Karrion was better, more than a 1 out of 5 match.
Yeah.
That just tells me Karrion, there's something lacking big time with Karrion.
See,
and we saw it tonight.
I'm really not knocking. When I say this match is a 1, I'm not really knocking Sami Zayn's ability to work in the ring, because you're right, he is a talent. He's in the WWE, but I don't think you see him as great. I see him as great only when he's working in an angle to make a superstar look great. And Karrion Kross is just not a superstar that you could make look great. That's where, that magic has to happen in the ring. It's just not there. Yeah, you're right. Sami Zayn is a great talent. Karrion Kross is where it's not so. I maybe because he hasn't had as many matches as he needs to get his craft polished. I'm not knocking him as far as he's there. He must be able to do something. I think they should just give him a chance to maybe be in a tag team and make him work on a few moves here and there and then get him ready for the singles. Sometimes it's easier to break into the business as a tag team guy because if you got to go 15 minutes and you can't carry the match, you're hoping maybe your partner can.
Well, how about go ahead, Gianni.
Sorry. Let's think about this for a second. Cross has the look.
Yeah.
That's all he has. That's all he has.
Yeah.
That's all he has. And as far, regards to Sami Zayn, do yourself a favor if you haven't already. Go on YouTube and look up El Generico in Ring of Honor and PWG and on the Indies. That's Sami Zayn's other moniker.
You
Fantastic.
see what they're doing with Chad Gable? That's what they should be doing with Sami Zayn. They should make him do that gimmick. He's able to do the Lucha Libre style probably better than most of the guys in the Lucha Libre. Gianni is absolutely correct in that perspective. But like I said, it's still a 1 to me. It's not even a match that should be on Night of the Champions. There was no title defense.
Well, how about this? Something that popped in my head as I was watching this, and I said to myself, maybe what Karrion needs is, I feel like he's almost, and I'm not sure who said it, whether it was Gianni or Johnny. He's got the look. So it reminded me of somebody 30 years ago who had the look, who was kind of in a manager role, that was occasionally getting a match here and there, and then all of a sudden had a fucking breakout and became a superstar. And that was Diamond Dallas Page. I could see Karrion Kross possibly under the right fucking tutelage becoming like a DDP of the modern day. But he needs that right fucking person to carry him along. I think they need to put him. He's definitely got something. I would not let him go.
I agree.
They need to carry up this whole whatever they're doing, this devil gimmick, this fucking evil gimmick, and do something with him to get him along to where he can absolutely carry a match himself.
Yo, can I say something here?
Of course.
Jonathan, your mic's making so much noise. It's a distraction, bro. Whatever's in the background there. Hold your camera steady. There you go. There you go. Now it's not making that noise because it's making this. There it goes again. Yeah. But anyway, come on. Let's go. Go ahead.
All right. Oh.
He'll come right back. He's going to do something with his mic.
That's it.
It was really.
He must have been on his phone, and it was like, yeah.
It was a crackle noise, yeah.
It must have to put it on the charger.
Jonathan, prop it up and get it set, and you're fucking golden, my brother.
And put it on the charger.
All right, so Karrion Kross versus Sami Zayn. How many stars out of 5 are we giving this match?
1. It had no story. It really had. The story was lame. Like I said, it shouldn't even been on a PLE. It should have been on a SmackDown because the ratings are bad there. You might as well put that bad match on there. That's why it brings down the stars that you would give this PLE altogether. A match like this hurts it.
See, I wouldn't give this match, if I had to give it, like Johnny said, a 1 or a 0, because it was so much build up after how many weeks?
Well, there was build up in the character, not in the
build up
match.
and build up and build up, and then flopped. Yeah. And I'm sorry to say, Sammy carried that whole match.
Yeah.
So what do you give the match?
If I had to give an actual rating, 1 or 0.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I'm going to give it also a
Yeah.
1. And Jonathan, all right, the Karrion Kross versus Sami Zayn match, 1 out of 5. How many stars would you give it?
2.
2. All
Wow.
right.
That's low too.
Absolutely. And Michelle gives it a -1.
That's why I like this girl.
You know what? It's the opening of the show. You had main event match, which actually turned out to be a boring match, and then it like went through all these blah to get to the main event. So, all right, next up, Jacob Fatu.
Yo,
He is. What are you pouring? Wait.
dude, you have to do something with your phone. It's making so much noise, bro. Keep it still. Put it on a tripod or put it down.
I want to know what drink he's mixing.
He's drinking a beer or something. He held it up and showed you.
Heineken?
Oh man, what's that like? What's that called? Dogfish?
Yeah.
60-minute IPA.
Okay.
60 minutes. It's the Ric Flair IPA.
Dogfish, right? Yeah.
It's made with fish piss.
That's like a Philly area. You know what? We don't get those down here, which is it's weird. The interesting thing of like the areas, how they have their own separate like beers and shit. But all right, so next up we had Jacob Fatu taking on Solo Sikoa for the what was it? The U.S. belt.
Yes.
All right.
My
Now,
man's got to do something with that camera moving around. It sounds horrible, man. It's a distraction. He's got to put his camera on a tripod or something like that. Text him the message, bro. Put your camera on something steady. Because he's trying to drink beer and hold the camera at the same time. It's all over the place. Right, Gianni? Don't you hear that on your end?
yeah.
Or did you freeze?
Where'd Gianni go? He freeze too?
He's shaking his head. He's not saying nothing. Wow.
You guys hear me?
Yeah, now we do.
Sorry, it's storming like a mother right here. I'm sorry.
All right.
Yeah.
So next up, Jacob Fatu, Solo Sikoa, and actually, you know what? Like, I thought this was a half decent match, and all I keep seeing and saying to myself every time I see Jacob in the ring, whether I see the clips of SmackDown or a match like this on a PLE, this motherfucker is going to be a huge star in this company in the next 2 years.
Without a doubt. He's absolutely all that and the chips. I thought that match was very good. The story was pretty. The run-ins and all that. It was great. I knew Hikuleo was coming in. I was expecting it, but I also expected Roman Reigns to come and help Fatu because that's what's going to happen.
Okay, interesting. So you feel Roman is going to come in to take part in this whole
Yes.
fiasco?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. It's a family thing, man.
Yeah.
It's a family thing. You know that. You might even see. Well, I've been telling you this for a while, but they're thinking, they're writing right now for the next 6 weeks of television for Jey Uso and Jimmy Uso to be a tag team again. So you can look for a possibility of those two forming with Roman again, because that family bloodline thing, it was good. And if you have something good to oppose it with, this will be a great family feud. And I think that's what they were going for all along. The plans were that 2 years ago.
It's interesting because in reality, when they have all these situations, whether it's the Samoan thing or Seth and Punk and Cena, etc., they really do have a long-term plan. It can change on a dime, but there really is a long-term storyline in place for the most part.
Yeah, it's always written in 6 weeks worth of television in advance. It's always that way. At least back in the day when territories were going on, that's what it was. It was a 6 week program where whoever was coming in, they would build them up and lead it into the main event with the booker. And for me, there's nothing worse than a booker that does nothing but promote himself as the main guy. I think they're the biggest assholes in the industry. I can name a few, and a few are dead, but yeah.
No, you're right. You're right. That's not the point of a booker. Let me see something right here real quick. Rich Content says Cross needs a Chad Gable treatment. Oh my God, Johnny just said it. Colin McCarthy, that's a new name. I'm not going to lie, but this was the worst PLE of all time. You know what?
No, it's not. No, it
We'll
wasn't.
tell you that at the end.
That's-
Don't spoil it. Don't spoil it. We're giving our opinions match by match, and then we're giving overall. Colin, we'll be giving you that.
Hang
You
out
be
to
quiet,
the end.
Chubby. Don't give him don't put the cart in front of the horse.
Oh wait, hold on. Solo won, yes. Cody won, boo.
So
It should have been Randy. Jade won, boo. It should have been Oscar Rhea won, boo. Raquel discovers a win. Sammy. It's a whole lot of boos, and I can't disagree with Colton. Bottom line, I can't fucking disagree. And boo this motherfucker. I'd love to see Umaga's son Zilla. He's really good. I've seen some
with the U.S. title match.
He might even be. You know what? From what I heard, he was coming up. He was
stay tuned.
He was definitely coming up without a doubt. I think
within
he
6
had something
months
to do with Japan, didn't it?
I think
his
so.
ties in Japan,
Yeah.
how long he could stay, and these guys, like I said, they're on 6 weeks of TV. At least in Japan, some of these guys go over there with the what was it? I think it's 14 days on, 14 days off, and if they like you on the 14 days you're there, they ask you to come back and they write you on for months at a time. You can make more money doing that than wrestling you don't never have to wrestle an indie card. You don't never have to wrestle the WWE. Japan always paid the best money. That's why Stan Hansen and guys that Terry Gordy, those guys all went there.
Go ahead, sorry.
No, go ahead.
The big tall Samoa, is it Hikuleo?
Hikuleo.
I hope
he's Tama Tongalia or something. Tama
Yeah.
Tongalia. That's his real gimmick, and he's the brother of the one that came back tonight.
Yeah,
Tamaloa.
Yeah, Carmelo. Yes, thank you. They better use him right because for the work he did in Japan and over there,
Well, you're going to see some of the greatest matches between him
he's
and
a
Werewolf.
monster.
Yeah, he is. He was good in Japan. You're absolutely right, Gianni. Amazing
And
talent.
what I would love to see, I want to see Haku's. Well, it's his adopted sons, but they're his nephews. They're over in New Japan.
He froze
right now. So Haku's nephews,
Yeah.
he adopted them, and I can't. I'd love to see them. See where that goes.
Chances are you are going to see them because, like, it's called the Bloodline. They could write this story for 5 years.
I love their gimmick with they have the war paint. They both have beards, and they have white beards and with designs. It's fucking amazing. Really cool.
All right, what's up next?
All right, what are we giving that match? Jacob and Solo, out of 5.
5.
Wow.
Wow, I didn't even give it anything. Jacob and I think it was a 3.
Yeah, the reason why I think it's a sorry.
No, I want to hear why you give it a 5 because, in my personal opinion, I didn't think it was anywhere near a 5. A solid 3. I totally feel
okay. All the surprises that happened tonight, the wrestling just meshed. You know, the debuts, like I said before, and the talking during that one spot. You know, like through the match, fantastic. I give it honestly, you know, 4.5. 4.5. Solid 4.5 because all the pieces of the puzzle were there.
If we keep letting him talk, if we give him another 3 minutes, he'll be down to a 3-star.
Yeah, he will.
All right, Jonathan.
He knows he shot for the moon and overshot it.
Jonathan, Jacob Fatu, Solo Sikoa. How many stars you give that match?
Oh man.
Putting you on the spot here.
Did
you like the fact that we now have Tangaloa's back, and now we have Hikulea is there?
Yeah, I love Hikulea. I love him. He's a good dude. I'm really happy to see him.
Here's what I'm going to say. Just give it a 3 stars.
Yeah.
There you go. All right, we're in agreement. 3 stars.
Okay, I was thinking with the Magic Mike's mind for a second. 3 stars. There you go.
Look at that. We're a happy family. and Rich Cannon feels left out. He said, I need to watch the next one. I need to be on this panel. There you go. All right. Next match. Oh, and here's where I might go off the fucking rails. Jade versus Osaka. Is that her name? What's her name?
No.
Asuka.
Her. Okay. How the fuck does Jade still have a job? Because look, she's been there for a year now. I gave her all the time and patience I have. I'm fucking done. I'm out of it. I have no more fucking patience for this motherfucker. You can come out like you are not the fucking Storm of the X-Men. I don't know what the fuck you are. You have a great look. Take the contacts out. Take the false fucking eye shit out. I don't know what's going on, but it's not helping anything in the motherfucking ring to help you. Please, somebody How? Okay. I'm gonna pull a hop out of here.
Oh God.
Who the fuck gave Triple Nose all the money and say to give this motherfucker the Queen of the Ring? Because she don't know. Hey, I'm going to go back to 1990. She don't know a fucking wristwatch from a fucking wrist to a
Wrist
fucking
lock.
lock. There
This
you go.
This
Yeah.
This is the biggest heist of the century. Everybody
It
talks
really
about
is.
the Lufthansa. Everybody talks
Wow.
about the Lufthansa airport is the biggest heist. No, baby, not at all. That airport is nothing like the money
Oh.
the Jade car deal is shoving it.
The
Listen, man,
The Lufthansa heist. Gotta love it.
they overpaid for her from the beginning. I said this, and you want to know something? They pulled the biggest. Triple Nose was playing cards and lost. You understand? They made him think that she had some kind of value, and they dumped her off. They dumped her off. It's the greatest move AEW has pulled off. You talk about the wins of who's that champion they have there? The kid with the black hair. I like him. I can't remember his name right now. He has the initials.
MJF.
MJF. I love that kid. I think he's fucking fantastic. But anyway, listen, yeah, these people that Triple Nose should be fired just on that hiring just alone. But here's the thing: you could be happy about this. It's not going to go nowhere, because Nia Jax was the queen too, and it didn't do anything for her. So don't worry about it, brother. She's getting paid. Let her make the money, and she'll probably be gone. I don't see them renewing a contract on her. And if they do, it only hurts the women's division.
Yeah, I agree. And you know what? And
go ahead, Gianni.
Sorry.
No,
sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead.
No, I just. All right. Don't tell me to go ahead and then talk. So tell me to go ahead.
Sorry.
I don't fucking understand how you've been there. They even took her off TV. They fucking made her play dead for fucking 4 or 5 months to put her in the training center to work with her, and she's still just as stiff. I wished Asuka would have gave her a Japanese fucking beating to fucking make her come along and say, hey, you're in the wrestling business. You're not in the posing business. I mean, what the fuck?
I think behind the scenes, Asuka and Jade were practicing this match
for
some time.
A month.
No, because listen, man, they both got hurt at the same time. They never made any stink about Asuka getting hurt. Michael Cole just threw it in on a SmackDown edition. Never made any reference to how, why, whatever, you know. But yeah, they definitely tried to work with this girl, and like you said, it's a failure of a project. They need to cut their ties real quick. It'll probably put some money in somebody's pocket, unfortunately. I think that, you know, like I said, Jade's robbing money.
Yeah,
I agree. I totally agree. And out of all the Jade Cargill matches I've seen from AEW till now, this was the best one, because Asuka carried her the whole match.
Absolutely, and a lot of people don't understand that.
In my opinion,
yeah, and you're right. A lot of people don't understand the ability to have one person make the other person look spectacular. Like I say, Rhea Ripley is great at doing this. She might be one of the best at doing this. Asuka proved tonight that she has the ability to make trash look good. I give that match a 0.
Yeah, I was gonna pull Michelle -1, really, and that's nothing against Asuka.
Something. Well, I totally agree. Like as far as like, I give it a 1 just because Asuka was so good in it. That's it. other than that, no.
Yeah, and a lot of people will say we're crazy for giving a score like that, and they would think that was a great match. But when you're looking at it as on it, I'm giving you my inside opinion. That's what I see. That's where I formulate my opinion.
Oscar carried the whole
Yeah,
match.
yeah, and it still wasn't a good. Although it had some moments, it wasn't a match that wouldn't stop me from having to take the kids to the bathroom or going to get the kids popcorn and all that. I mean, I would have never said no. Hey kids, let's go.
You know what the worst part is? Like, you have not seen her. You've seen her on TV doing her little spots here and there, a little run-in here and there, but she hasn't really. Has she had any matches in the last month? It's like I think they just had her focusing on this match with Asuka and working behind the scenes, getting this completely scripted out to like try to make this great match, and she just can't. She can't fucking hang, man. She's actually doing a movie. To do a movie, to be an actor, yes, professional wrestlers can become great actors or actresses. Prime example, we talked about it with Rhea Ripley. You just see in her entrance, she has that free flow of her body. She has that movement. Jade Cargill does not have that. She's just fucking stiff.
Yo, in my day, they would say like she walks like she's got a broom up her ass.
Exactly.
One thing Jade has, in my opinion, she has a fantastic physique. Like,
she does. I'm not denying that. She's got an amazing look.
Other than that,
bingo.
Listen, Gianni, Lex Luger had a fantastic body too. But Lex Luger will tell you, Lex Luger really sucked.
She is. There you go.
I'm not disagreeing with you either.
She is the female version of Lex Luger. The only time Lex Luger looked good is when he worked with Flair, and Flair made that motherfucker look like $1 million. Mm-hmm. Beside that, that feud with Flair carried Luger's career.
Yeah,
he never looked good after that.
I remember when he tried to slam Yokozuna. It almost made his nuts fly out of his pants. Yeah, he didn't get him over. And Vince McMahon's going, he got him up. No, he didn't. No, he didn't.
What?
Prime example.
What's that, the SS Intrepid or whatever that was?
Yeah.
How about prime example? Bruiser Brody beat the fuck out of him because he couldn't fucking work.
Yeah. I like the story about Dick Slater flushing Sting's face down the toilet because he hit on in Dark Journey, his wife.
Wait. They were married?
Yeah, Dark Journey was married to Dick Slater, and she's in.
I didn't know that.
She's in the back, and Dirty Dick Slater's out in the ring doing his thing. Yeah, these people don't know. Dirty Dick Slater knocked out John Matuszak, whatever his name. He broke his jaw, man. One punch broke his jaw. Dick Slater was no joke. But anyway, Dark Journey's in the back, and Sting, being the prick he is, I mean, everybody thinks he's this. Whatever. Hey, whatever. You can think what you want. But anyway, he's hitting on Dark Journey, and Dark Journey, she went and told Dick. Dick flushed his head in the toilet. Literally put his head in the toilet and continuously flushed the toilet. But anyway, go ahead.
I would have drowned the motherfucker.
You had to get that face paint off somehow.
That's what he tried to do.
You had to get that face paint off somehow. He just helped me.
All right, so what we got here?
I don't know how we got into that story.
Hey, it just happens. Colin says, for the U.S. title, I was thinking Damian Priest, Hours of Black solo, Jacob R-Truth ladder match. That's a giant circus of craziness right there. And I'm going to say this, just looking at that list of names, that's where I feel Damian Priest needs to be, down in that rung of US or IC title,
Yes.
not in world title contention.
Ah, boy, Damian Priest, man. Yeah, I don't know about that kid. I mean,
Yes.
he has potential, but right now, I think his talent still his craft is in. It's almost there. It's almost there. His best match was with McIntyre, and that's why he looked spectacular. Uh,
Right.
as far as that, I think he was always lackluster talent. I never got him when he came out like Captain America with the Puerto Rican flag on him. I never got that. I never got when he was coming out with the eyeliner like Johnny Depp. I don't know what the dude's into, but you know, yeah, I think he'll be good one day. Alistair Black is one great talent, but there's only one problem with Alistair Black, man. Somebody really don't like him. If his wife wasn't there, he wouldn't be there. Solo, he just sucks, man. He
Yeah.
really does. Jacob, he's good. And R-Truth, what could you say about R-Truth, man? He's definitely a great talent, but I don't see him in a ladder match. It would hurt for 4 weeks afterwards. I mean,
Yeah.
these matches really hurt you. I remember being in a hit with it wasn't called ladder matches when we did this shit. We used to use ladders. Man, my ribs hurt for like 3 weeks, man. I'm dead serious. I took a ladder in the ribs, and nothing gives when you run into a ladder. But anyway, man, what's up? That match I don't see happening, Cotton.
All right, let's see. So said that one. Colton also says, so I think it will be Jade the Queen versus Naomi the champion versus Belair the challenger. That's a nice little three-way.
That's a great match. I didn't like the last one, but this one is great.
Okay, out of the three of those,
Belair.
agreed.
I like Belair. I like Belair as much as I like Rhea.
I
second that.
think I think she is the true, like, she's right there with Rhea, talent wise.
Yeah, absolutely.
She is the
Absolutely.
EST.
I actually think Rhea and Belair were better than Becky Lynch and Charlotte Flair.
Okay. Now I've said many times I did not watch wrestling for 20 years, so I missed 95% of Charlotte Flair's career.
You didn't miss much.
I don't
You
see.
didn't miss, yeah, like Johnny said, you didn't miss much.
I don't see what the fucking hype is beside the name.
The hype is that somehow Ric Flair.
That's exactly what it is.
Okay.
No, you say what you got to say, Johnny.
I think Ric Flair has pictures of Vince McMahon in
I'm
red.
agree.
Would you shut
That's
up
all
a
it is.
minute? Jesus, would you, Gianni? I think that Ric Flair has pictures of Vince McMahon wearing red high heels and a schoolgirl skirt on him. That's some Masonic stuff. They got to humiliate each other.
I'm not going to disagree. Can we all agree with Rich Concanon? Jade Cargill sucks.
Yes.
Okay. Sorry, Jade.
What does he give the match?
Ooh, all right, yeah.
Gianni.
Gianni, what do you give the match? He froze. Come on, stop freezing.
Sorry. A 3.
Okay.
I'll give it a 2. What did you give it, Johnny?
I think I gave it a 3. Or no, I gave it a 2.
Okay.
I gave it a 2. And wait a minute. Did Naomi? Wait, we're talking about the Oscar match.
Yes.
I gave that a 1. I absolutely gave that a 1. I think it was a waste of 15 minutes on the card.
I think it's just an absolute. I mean, I honestly had Asuka as getting the Queen of the Ring. I think it's an absolute insult to every prior Queen of the Ring winner that they gave it to Jade Cargill.
There wasn't that many. There wasn't that many, and just remember they gave it to Nia Jax too. So
I have no problem with that.
But this Queen and King thing, it really don't mean anything. The only time it actually meant anything was when Randy Savage and Miss Elizabeth were the King and Queen, and Harley Race was wrestling for it.
Well,
that's the only time it really meant something, man. For real, this is one of the worst. This is really one of the worst PLE ideas that they have. Seriously, I think they should bury it like they did before. They just bring this back out of nowhere. It's not something that carries any weight. It's a waste. But everybody watched it.
But how about this too? You have going back to, I mean, in my opinion, and I'm sure you might agree, Johnny, iconic history of Harley Race having the fucking King of the Ring, Savage, et cetera. I mean, that's iconic wrestling history.
Yeah.
You now have this modern day King and Queen of the Ring, and it's not even called that. It's now Night of Champions.
Well, they had to actually put some kind of championship caliber thing on it, and it's false marketing at its best. It's the old look here but don't look here move. Quite seriously, it's the original Night of Champions. There was championship matches, every single one of them. Where's the tag team champions? How come there wasn't a tag team championship match on here?
Because their tag division sucks.
Where is it? I mean, seriously, where's you have?
You're going to see it in the next by August. I'm going to go out and say this now. You'll see the Usos will be your next tag team champions somewhere.
Yeah, they have to be. They're supposed to be. I told you that they've been writing them up for the last few months. They've been figuring how to put the storyline together. But I'm telling you, they're going to be in the family thing again. You'll see. It's the only thing they got that they could sell. Bloodline sells. Remember that. It sells. Yeah. It puts asses in the seats. The bloodline story will sell. Roman Reigns will be part of it with this werewolf dude and Jay and his buddy. But go ahead, man. What's the next one?
All right, let me run through some comments. Colton says Ronda Rousey returns at Evolution and takes out Tiffy and Naomi. Cash in, and yeah. Is Ronda Rousey coming back anytime soon? Anybody
I believe she was in an interview talking about coming back, but whether it's at this, a possibility, because Evolution's being built as one of the biggest woman pay-per-views in a long time. Last time they did us, I think that Sasha Banks was in there.
Jonathan, you're over there shaking your head no. Is Ronda Rousey coming back?
No.
Plain and simple. Nope. All right,
Jonathan, I'll bet you a bottle of tequila.
Oh, I want in on this. Whoever wins, you're my new best friend.
Oh, I know I'll win that. Listen, Jonathan, I know what's happening before most people are privy to.
Okay.
I can't give you all my sources, but when I talk, it's pretty much I'm dead on.
Well, would somebody just give me the winning lottery numbers so I can buy tequila for us all?
Right on.
All right, Gianni, what do you think? Ronda Rousey, she coming back at Evolution?
A lot better than Brie Bella coming back.
I think he's right with that.
Wow. All right. Michelle says Jade is 100% garbage. She needs to go back to wrestling school. I'm giving this match a negative 5,000. Somebody needs to fire her and Triple News. We're taking them all out. Rich Concannon says triple fail. Look at this. We're starting a mutiny. It's all Hot Body's fault. Michelle says she belongs in bodybuilding, not a wrestling ring. I completely agree.
Yeah.
So I think it'll be Jade the Queen versus Naomi the Champion versus Belair the Challenger, and Ronda Rousey returns at Evolution, takes out Tiffany and Naomi.
There's no way.
That's too much going on.
Yeah.
Too much.
There's no way.
I don't think they're taking anything off of Tiffany, and if anybody would be taking anything off of Tiffany, it would be Kaiser, wherever he's been.
Hey, the rumor on the street is her and Kaiser broke up.
Oh, well, then she's free for me.
There you go.
I'm gonna have to get a job at the WWE real soon.
You know what that means?
I hope
It's not.
America don't hear that.
It's not Tippy time. It's tequila time.
No, it would be Johnny time.
All right, Rich Concannon says it's hard to disagree with people.
And you know what they say?
What do they say?
You know what they say? Tequila makes their clothes fall off. Tequila makes their clothes fall off. There you go.
Oh boy, that's also considered rape in a lot of states, bro. You can't get a girl drunk and take off her clothes, Gianna. You should know better. You better know the law.
All right, Cena the Champ versus Punk the Challenger versus.
It's part of the song, Johnny. I don't know if you ever heard it.
I heard it. I'm joking, man.
We have a lot of champs, challengers, and kings and queens challenges. Let's see what this one is. Cena the Champ, Punk Challenger, Kings, and Seth cashing in at the end of the match.
Cena will never be a champion. I've been telling you guys this. Punk.
I'm starting to believe that.
I think he's going.
And lastly, Colin says,
not for the belt that Cena has, but for the other one. I like it's horrible. I'm sorry.
All right. He says Lita and Trish versus Rox and Raquel versus the Bellas for the Tag Team Championship. You know what? I don't know how Lita and Trish would get into that mix, but I can definitely see the Bellas taking on Rox and Raquel.
I like to see Kelly and Dawn Marie versus.
What?
Dawn Marie.
Yeah, don't you remember Dawn Marie?
Yeah, was she an actual in-ring worker or just a?
Yeah, she was WWE. Yes, she was.
Yeah, she worked a couple of matches. Yeah.
But anyway, come on, man.
Yeah, wait, you know what's funny?
What?
When you mention certain girls' names, the glow on faces, and Gianni, when you mentioned Dawn Marie, I saw a glow on his face I never saw before.
I think it might have been Kelly.
No. I like Mouse. I mean Dawn. Oops, sorry, I didn't say that.
I thought he was gonna say I like Greek girls.
Dawn Marie was beautiful, man.
Yeah, she was.
She was stunning.
She's a sweetheart. She's an absolute sweetheart.
All right, main event of the evening: CM Punk versus John Cena. And again, I'm going to say, and I started out the show with this, holy fuck, what a reaction to both fucking guys.
I think the reaction was better than the match.
Yeah. I can't disagree.
You disagree?
No, I said I can't disagree.
Yeah, totally.
Bro, listen, man, you're starting to see why Johnny analyzes. You're starting to see the psychology of Johnny Hotbody's analyzing of all professional wrestling. Your views are starting to be skewed to the truth. And this is a good thing. For you to agree, this is a good thing. Because for this to be a
White
championship,
line.
this championship match really wasn't much of a championship match, especially when I tell you John Cena is one of the listen, man. He's one of the worst. He calls his own match. You should give him a microphone and make him call his own match because that's what he's doing in the ring. Everybody can see what's coming up, what he wants done. What's wrong with him? First of all, he looks like Marky Wahlberg. That's the first strike against him. Second strike against him. He can't wrestle. He definitely can't wrestle. Third strike, when he was off, the reason why he was off TV is because he went and got his hair plugs for men put
How
in.
about that?
And this,
How about that?
And this dude is one of the worst human beings you ever want to meet. He truly is. And
no,
if you don't listen,
I'll disagree with you on that.
Listen, just because
Yeah, I didn't
listen, so did Hulk Hogan do Make-A-Wish things. That doesn't make you the greatest person on the earth. It means that you're under contract, number one, and you're doing the ambassador thing for the WWE.
No, I get
these
that.
are things. Listen, it's their job to go to these things if they're asked. It is their job. And the biggest joke is people think they don't get paid for their appearances and all that.
Oh,
they do. They get money. They get a per diem, and it's a definite thing. I think on the low end, you can make $55,000 a year doing those charity deals. What's that one he goes to? Make-A-Wish? Yeah. And he belongs to quite a lot of them. So he's getting at least 50,000 a year from each one of them. So don't act like he's doing something out of the kindness of his heart. He gets money. In the end, he gets money.
Absolutely.
And he wouldn't be doing it for free. Just ask Hulk Hogan. He's never did anything for free.
I totally agree on that. I totally agree on both parts. But in all reality, I'll say this up front. I am not a John Cena fan, but I've had many people come to me and say nothing but legitimate stuff on how he is truly a good person.
So they spent months with him. So in other words, they actually know him personally, where they could say, "Listen, man, you meet somebody for 10 minutes and you talk to them. If you have a friend, you hang out with them an hour. Did you know that they were going to shoot up the school? Did you know that they were going to shoot up the town? Did you know that they were going to be an arsonist? You know, many good people have done evil things. So don't take these. I tell you this all the time, babe. Don't think that everybody is as clean and as polished as they are polished up to be when it comes to TV, regardless if it's sports or if it's acting. Everybody thought Jeffrey Epstein was a good guy too. He was a what do you call that? He was a guy that did things philanthropically. Now he hung himself, right?
That's a whole nother episode.
Yeah, but my analogies my analogies paint a picture much more clearer. You understand? Sometimes sometimes Johnny Hotbody needs to go off to the deep edge to bring it to the people that don't see things. You know what I mean? They got this on, the blinders. I take them off. I show you the smoke and mirrors.
How about this? And in my little notes here that I wrote down, I said to myself, I think we should do a separate episode. And Hotbody's always asking to do all these little different episodes. How about we do a separate episode? Is John Cena the greatest?
No way.
Yeah. You know what? He's the greatest.
No way.
He's the greatest. He's the greatest. Okay, he's the greatest con man there ever was.
We're going to set up and we're going to do an episode. We're not going to discuss it now, but we're going to do an episode to discuss. Johnny's ready. He's ready to explode.
Listen, wait a minute. Could we get that dude Alex Riley, I think his name was, or Alex? What was the wrestler that he took to the gym and all the dildos were laying all over the floor? John Cena's dildo gym. He tells the story. Alex. Oh man, he was from Germany. He was from Germany. People know.
I don't know about that. I don't know about that.
The story. You can look it up, man. It's an interview where he tells about John Cena's dildo gym. He invited him over. He invited him over, and there were dildos laying all over this place, man.
Maybe we can have a dildo chime in.
Was he in WC?
Yeah, he was in WCW.
Wasn't he?
Wonder Bar.
Crap, what was his name?
Wonder Bar.
Alex Wright.
Doss Wonder Kid. Alex Wright. Doss Wonder Kid. Yeah, there it is.
Why don't you ask him to tell his story about the John Cena dildo gym?
I'm hard.
You know, when I say things, I get this silence, man.
I'm
not supposed to say these things
because we're horrified.
Johnny, my question to you is: did he name them like Vince McMahon did his?
I don't know. You know, I'm thinking it's Jonathan's microphone here the whole time. It sounds like it's Gianni's now. But go ahead. It's cool. No, I don't think he ever had them. I know that was a joke. I don't think so though. But Vince did have them named. Brock Lesnar, The Undertaker, and Bret Hart, I think it was.
The Big Show.
The Big Show, whatever. Yeah.
All right, well, I'm going to say one last off-topic comment before we get into the match about this. John Cena's bald spot has grown in. Punk brought it up in a promo, and he's absolutely right. He has no longer, his bald spot can no longer say, "You can't see me," because it's no longer there.
Somebody's microphone is so freaking bad. It's disturbing this recording.
There we go.
Shut Jonathan's mic off a minute.
I muted it.
Okay. There you go. It sounds a lot better. Yeah. Because even when Gianni was talking, it was over-modulating off of his static or whatever he's got going on there. Yeah.
Sorry.
It's all right. It wasn't you, Gianni, brother. But go ahead. What were you going to say anyway? You were talking about
Cena's bald spot is no longer existent.
Gianni, your thoughts?
I wonder. I wonder if him and Mike Bruno wanted to say. I wonder.
Oh my God.
Hi, Mike.
Mike
Hi, Mike.
Bruno. I don't think so, because from what they say, he went and had real transplant done in a matter of 3 weeks, 4 weeks. It was something like that, reportedly.
It's funny.
It takes a lot longer for normal people.
It's funny. I heard Hot Body, you and Stetson discussing this about Mike Bruno, and Tony was absolutely right.
It looks like spray-on hair for Cena. That's what it looks like.
Well, as for Mike Bruno, Tartaglia, back in the day of the old TWA, he was bald, and now he's good to go. So,
well, yeah, you know, I guess. If you have the money to spend and your narcissistic ways need the hair, go for it, bro. Look, I've been bald for over 30 years, man. Quite seriously, I don't miss it one bit. I don't miss my hair. You know what? I'm quicker in the shower, and I saved a ton of money on shampoo and conditioners.
All right, I'm going to answer. I'm going to answer this question to Jonathan too, because I still have a little bit of hair left, and I used to have hair down to my ass. So, do you still shampoo your head even though there's no hair there? I
No,
curious question.
no, not unless you consider Ivory soap or Dial soap shampoo.
How about you, Jonathan? Wait, he's muted. Why is he muted?
Yes, I do.
No, you're not. Okay, go ahead. Give us your answer.
Yeah,
You still use shampoo?
yeah, I do.
What kind do you use?
Bald and beautiful.
Tequila.
I don't even know what kind.
Whatever's available.
Yeah,
There you go.
yeah.
You know
I
what's
re-
funny? And I say this a lot. Every time I see AJ Styles, I just say, and I don't even think it exists anymore. Prel shampoo.
I think he's the Breck girl.
The
Breck.
Breck.
Breck shampoo. I'm older than you. There was Breck.
Oh, too funny.
he's got the soccer mom haircut, for God's sakes.
Absolutely.
Yeah, right.
Absolutely. All right, so
He's still a great talent,
he
regardless.
is.
He really
Yes,
is.
yes,
I
absolutely.
had his hair, man.
All right, so Cena versus Punk. Besides all the bald spots, besides all the crowd reaction,
Man,
besides all the
but back to
John
yeah,
Cena
back
sucks.
back to the whole hair thing. I had hair halfway down my back. It took me
Okay,
15 minutes to fucking
as far as this match goes, I think that the match needed the outside stuff to go on to bring it up to the level of 2. Did you hear that? I said to the level of 2. I do not like CM Punk. I never did, never will. I think he's a creep. Yeah, he's a liar. He talked shit about everybody that went to Saudi Arabia and calling them sellouts and this and that. Here, he's got shirts on that's got more advertising than the wrestling ring itself. So he sold himself to wear advertising like he's a race car driver. There's something he said he'd never do. He's not a sellout, and yeah, he's the biggest creep in the world, man. That's why he's apologizing left and right for saying the shit that he does. He's never told the truth. CN liar.
Not only does he have advertisements on his shirts, he's got a Pepsi tattoo right here.
Yeah, well, we all know what that means. Yeah, that CM could stand for a lot of things, and in prison, it stands for one thing. That's all I'll say on that topic.
That's a whole different show, there, guys.
Yeah, it's a whole different show. All right. The crazy thing is, Punk is, and he admits it himself. He is a jerk. He's an asshole. He's whatever he is. I'm not going to take that away from him. I'll give him his credit and his props and his flowers on what he wants to be. I feel though in the ring he always delivers. And Johnny,
how could you deliver against the worst wrestler there is, John Cena?
Well, according to Cena,
John
he's the greatest
Cena,
ever.
I'm telling you, CM Punk doesn't win. His contract was the only reason. I'm going to give you guys a little story. The reason why CM Punk is in the WWE right now, and this is the truth. You won't hear this. You won't hear this from anybody else. You won't hear this on WrestleMania. You won't hear dirty Dutch Mantel. You won't hear James Rowan. You won't hear none of them guys tell you the truth about the reason why CM Punk is in WWE. And here it is. When they got him, they got the Netflix deal. Did you understand that? It helped sell because when he was in AEW, it was I think Warner Brothers or one of them TV stations would only cut the deal if CM Punk was there. CM Punk has some kind of pull on the TV marketing world. And when they bought him, they bought whatever TV market came along with CM Punk. It may have been Chicago. I don't know. But I know what I talk about. The only reason why he's there is because without him, I don't think the Netflix deal or whatever deal was up at that time would have ever went through, because like Roman Reigns was had to be promised on the network, so did CM Punk have to be promised on the network. So there's why these guys are there that don't belong there. Even that even puts in with the guy that's missing now, the Prime guy. What's his name? Logan Paul. Logan Paul is your face of the WWE, regardless of everything I just said. He's only there because he bought his way in with that Prime advertising. Same way Punk is there. That doesn't mean they're not going to, they don't have a talent. Yeah, they have the ability to buy their way into a full-time job. That's a talent.
Wasn't it interesting, just to you brought up a little snippet of something? There was zero advertising in
That's
ring
not true.
on the mat. There was no advertising on the tables. There was no Slim Jim emblems. There was no Prime in the corner. There was none of that stuff. None of the stuff on the guardrails. None of that stuff on the ring apron. No advertising.
Maybe that's because the Rothschild Bank doesn't hold clout in that part of the world. Remember, most of these wars are because the Rothschilds Bank wants to be there, and when nations or countries reject, believe it or not, this is the truth. The CIA, the FBI, they're all involved in this. Yeah, it's a banking war, and that's the truth. And that's what's going on in the Middle East, whether it's Israel or anywhere else. It's a banking war. Learn the truth.
Now, before I put this comment on the screen, I don't want to see Mr. Hotbody's hat fly off his head.
Yeah, I love that. I love that, bro.
How could you not?
I love that, man, because you want to know something. You got it right. You just called the truth, Rich. Tell your friends, tell your neighbors, wake the children. Listen, you got to get everybody to watch our show. If they're a wrestling fan, they want the truth. We paint the picture. I paint the picture of the inside track of what actually goes on behind the scene, just like Jim Cornette. Jim Cornette has more stories than me, but that's just it. They're stories. I have truth.
So, going back to the match now, Punk versus Cena. We went through the match, yada, 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 yada. Nobody was overly impressed with the actual match. But music hits, Seth Rollins comes out, Seth, Paul, Breaker, and Bronson. And I thought, or was thinking, holy shit, could it be Punk is going to turn and join forces with them? Did you guys think that?
The tide is coming. the wave that change, there needs to be change thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's definitely coming. You're going to see a couple guys that may be turning heel that can't succeed as face, is what their story is leading up to. It's a good angle. I mean, when someone's character just isn't pulling the weight it should be, the best thing to do is turn them heel. If you're into making money off the characters you're building, the time and giving them TV, if it's not working, yeah, you have to turn them heel. It always works. Some guys are just great heels. They suck at being faces.
That's true.
It's not an easy task. You could ask Mike Kalu that.
Gianni, you're too quiet.
I think he froze. His fan just spins.
That's what I'm curious to know. Is like his fan never stops spinning, but he freezes. And we're like waiting for the response. There we go.
Okay, can you hear me?
Are you on
Yes.
2-minute delay, my brother?
He is.
How about now? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Now I hear you.
Stop playing with your settings, bro.
Okay, sorry. Honestly, the match until the end was boring.
Yeah.
Until everyone, I give it a 2.5.
Yeah, you can't give a half, bro. You can't give a half. We got
2.
There you go. That's
no
right.
half.
2.
No half skis. That's right. That's exactly what it is. It's a 2, Gianni. You're dead right. And you see,
There.
Hearing it from me, you think I always got an axe to grind, but hearing it from Chubby and hearing it from Gianni, you should understand that these guys are real fans and they really don't like to give bad marks or even say anything bad about the business. But what you're seeing and hearing every week is the demise of professional wrestling under Triple Nose, Paul Heyman, and Paul, and whoever this letting guy is.
That's a good question. Who is that fucking guy?
Yeah.
He's a producer, whatever. Listen, his name's up there, and they're not giving any credit to Undertaker, Road Dogg, or any of them guys, because they're supposedly helping with these storylines. And if they're the ones that are writing these storylines, they really need to be fired. I've been telling you this, man. They all suck.
How about this? How about what's that guy's name?
Letting.
Yeah. What's his first name? Is it?
I
like
think it
Lee
may
or...
be Paul Lee Letting or Paul Letting or
yeah. What if that is a fucking work name?
Yeah.
For Vince McMahon.
I got news for you. I wouldn't be. Well, no. No. If Vince McMahon was there, A-Town would be winning. Remember that kid? That kid.
Lee Fitting. Let's. All right. You know what? We have the power of the internet in front of us. Let's do some investigative. All right. Wow. I have a picture of him. He's a young guy. He's a television producer.
Well, he must have been he must have came on when they got the Netflix deal. He must have came with it.
He must have produced like Love Boat or something because
no, that was Spelling. What was his name? Something Spelling. He has a daughter. Tori
Spelling. All right, yeah. Lee Fitting was fired from ESPN for toxic.
Aaron Spelling.
For toxic and inappropriate behavior towards women, and now heads production at WWE. So
that's funny because they fired quite a few guys just on suspicion of beating their wives, and then come to find out that the wives were lying. I think that may be one Enzo Amore or something like that. I believe that may have been when the dude that was 7 foot and you can't teach that and soft. Yeah, Enzo Amore. I think he was like kind of accused of doing something like that, and Stephanie McMahon fired him in a drop of the hat. And they were talented, man.
Well, I mean, he sounds like, just from the description, Lee Fitting was fired from ESPN for toxic and inappropriate behavior towards women, and now heads production at WWE. I mean, if I didn't know, I'd say it's Vince McMahon.
I'm friends with one of those women.
Vince McMahon was never in ESPN, though, as far as that goes. Although Vince McMahon did a great imitation of Howard, what was his Howard Cosell in his early days when he used to wear the yellow jacket.
Yes.
He used to try to be Howard Cosell, without a doubt. That was the way their matches were set up and called.
Yeah.
Wow.
The whole ESPN angle. I'm friends with one of the women that was in that. I'll tell you behind.
Yeah, we don't want to call her name out
on air. Don't talk about that over here, bro. We don't say that.
Yeah.
There's certain things not even Johnny Hotbody will say, bro.
How about that?
No, I'm not. No.
That
I would
speaks
never
volume.
do that.
So, all right, let me ask this question. After seeing the main event of Punk versus Cena, where we had a half decent match, but then it doesn't, like Johnny said, it didn't get elevated until we have all these interferences and run-ins. And I want to give a shout out to my boy Penta, who now I feel is being elevated to the A team after his inclusion in a little run-in today. Do now these main event matches need all these run-ins to make them like a better quality match?
Well, that one sure did.
It did, absolutely.
And the whole match was geared for that run-in. Without that run-in, the match sucked, and that's
Agreed.
just the way it was written. It needed that, and that tells you how terrible CM Punk is and John Cena. I give that match, the match itself, I would give a 1, and I know what I'm talking about.
Okay.
I give it a 1. I don't like CM Punk. I can predict everything he's going to do, move after move. He's like Ric Flair. you know he's going to get thrown off the top rope somewhere along the line, right? But anyway, same with CM Punk. You know he's going to try to give you that. Listen, man. What is that? What is that? Fireman's carry into a toss, into a lame suplex is not a finishing move. I don't care. I don't care who you are. That is not a finishing move.
How about the fireman's carry has become a finishing move because it's been turned into multiple different moves. You got the AAA, the ABC, the DTE, the da. It's got all these different fucking letters.
Yeah.
And it was just a fireman's carry.
So
and now
it is.
Yeah.
So really, that tells you the level of wrestling you're getting from John Cena and CM Punk, and I will give the match a 1, and I will give the run-in a 2. So and I should give the run-in a 1 because Paul was there. But anyway, yeah, I'll still give the run-in a 2, the match a 1, and that doesn't mean that it's a 3.
All right, Gianni.
I give it a 2, just because of the ending was great. And matches go, sadly, 80% of them need run-ins.
Yeah, it's more and more. That's what it's turning into be.
And also the fireman's carry. Go back to the days of ECW with Louis Spicolli and Tommy Dreamer, Spicolli Driver. It was a fireman's carry. So I give it a 2.
That's what it is. All right, I'll give the match a 2. I'll give the run-ins a 2 to bring the whole complete package up to a 4. And that's what it needed. And after all that, bottom line, as I said from the beginning of the show to Coco, I said Cody is going to have to win because it makes the most sense and best for business for Cody to win King of the Ring to face John Cena at SummerSlam. And that's the end of the story after all this debacle in Saudi Arabia.
And I'm sorry that story is going to
I believe you're right about everything you
suck.
said.
The ending is going to suck.
Wow, man, Gianni, man.
Is the internet that bad in Pittsburgh? That's what I want.
Yes. Yeah, I'm sorry, dude. I'm sorry.
I think it's his fan.
His fan works better than the internet in Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
Well, if he shuts his fan, he might get better reception. Or if he hooks a tin foil, a ball of tin foil on the back of his computer.
We're gonna have Gianni come back
I
Monday
got the
night.
hamster.
We're gonna have you come back Monday night as one of the guys from Weird Science with the tinfoil fucking hats.
2 weeks. I gotta work Raw and SmackDown Monday night. Sorry. Yeah, I'm booked there.
That's right. He's actually going to be there.
Yeah,
Man, we could talk bad about you. We're going to say we seen you trip and all the popcorn flew.
Yo, can you imagine if, like, fuck, what do you do there, Gianni? Are you like one of the seat ushers or whatever?
But
Oh my
I'm an
God,
usher. I'm an usher in security.
All right. Can you imagine if we see fucking Gianni fucking yeeting like a motherfucker? Like he's out there.
You will see me. You will see me do it. You will see me do it. I'm that close. I'm that close. I was on AEW
That's hysterical.
TV. Sting hit me with a trash can.
What?
Yeah. There was a spot, and I was on the floor with the ushers, and the
Oh man, his
hit one guy with the trash can, and then it bounced the floor, and it hit me.
Read that comment.
Come on, Gianni, read the comment.
I can't see it. What did it say?
I don't see Gianni wearing a bra on his head like in Weird Science.
He should, though.
That would be hysterical. Like he's contemplating it.
His internet sucks, man.
How much money?
Right.
How much money is up for grabs there?
On what?
Wearing a bra on my head like Weird Science. No.
You just have to do it.
Too funny. Well, all right. This comment
I'm done
before we start saying our goodbyes. Colton says Dom Dom's feud, a Pentagon, and Octagon, a Finn, a soccer mom, a Dog Greats feud. I don't know what the fuck you're saying, Colton.
I think he's talking about soccer mom is AJ Styles and Finn Balor and in an octagon with Pentagon. You got the joke? Pentagon, octagon.
That's too much for me to handle.
Yeah, I get it. And Dom Dom.
Listen, I'm fucking drinking over here. What the hell?
I heard Dom Dom's hurt. That's why his match got canceled.
Okay, so let me ask this question. Because Gianni said something to me the other day. Was he legitimately hurt? Or was the fact that he didn't want to go to Saudi Arabia because of all the situations going on?
I don't really believe they have a choice whether they want to go to Saudi Arabia or not. When you sign that contract, you do what you're told. You've heard these stories from people. There was a girl, Ash. Who was the girl that went to the United States space and got raped and died? You know, they do what they're told. Yep. And I think still to this day, somebody needs to be held accountable for that triple nose. So I heard like they're terrible. According to, how do you say this? This is what I heard. It's not what I believe. It's what I heard when she went to the office and told of her encounter of being raped. Stephanie McMahon supposedly handled it and told her to shut up and not to say another word about it. Crazy, right? You don't even want to comment. When you're under contract, you do what you're told.
You want me to comment? You want me to comment?
Yeah.
Yes.
What is it about the McMahons, whether, husband, wife, children, are so crooked? Like,
according to what we were told by Vince McMahon's biography, he was having sex with his mom. Do we need to say anything else about what makes it all so weird?
Real? Wait, what?
Yeah. You thought, listen, I say things because I read them, heard them, seen them, whatever the case may be, bro. I wouldn't lie to you. The story from Vince McMahon's biography or autobiography, whatever the case may be,
God.
his mother raped him at a young age. At least that's what he said. Allegedly.
There was a alleged something in his Netflix biography, but I didn't think it was the mother or whatever. But.
Yeah, it was the mother. Yeah. Yep. There was listen, man, you could look it up right now.
It was the mother, yeah.
Okay, Giotti's looking at it. It was the mother. Listen, Chubby, when Johnny speaks, everyone should listen. I'm like E.F. Hutton, baby.
Right. And the worst part is, only people with hairs like this will know what that means.
Oh.
But sure. I know what that means.
Oh, I know you do, bro. I know you do. We're going to change the name to this show to When Johnny Speaks. Listen.
We should start a separate show just to discuss all the fucking insanity in wrestling to When Johnny Speaks.
Yep.
Too funny.
Just think of this. There is a black cube on their former building. Just think about that. The black cube is Masonic. Why would he have a black cube on his building? McMahon, if you turn it to the side, the double M's is what?
3s.
That's right, 33. Conveniently, it works for their favor. No one's never said that he's not a Freemason. As it's spelled, it's a French word, Freemason.
Interesting. Well, on that note, I want to thank everybody for tuning in, chiming in, having a good time to discuss and break down today's WWE Night of Champions. And as Michelle says, Johnny knows all. Whether it's Johnny, Gianni, or Jonathan, we had a triple threat of Johnny's in the house. And
look at all my penta signs. I don't know what it means, but I'm giving
Zero, Miro.
See you next week. Chungaloa.
Here's just an easy way to go. Yeet.
Chungaloa.
So before we go, this wasn't the worst PLE ever.
No, it wasn't. And what saved it, I'm telling you, was Rhea Ripley. And
No. Yes.
No. Yes.
Yeah.
What's he doing? What's this guy doing? Hold on.
December to Dismember. December to Dismember was the worst pay-per-view ever.
Did I see that?
What was that? I'm sorry. I missed it. I'm sorry. I had to take care of something. What was that?
December to Dismember was the worst pay-per-view ever in the history of pay-per-views.
What was that? WCW?
No, that was WWE with the Elimination Chamber and Big Show with the East.
And shit. I'm sorry. That was my.
it's
getting late. I gotta take my heart medicine. Now I don't hear you guys.
Are you
Wait a
there?
minute. Yeah, talk.
Hey, hey, hey.
Hello, you there?
Do you hear
All
me?
right, I hear you now. Yeah, I'm sorry. My heart medicine alarm went off.
Oh, geez.
I'm old. I got to take heart medicine twice a day, man. Yeah. But hey, Chubb, could we run something by real quick? I know this has
Of
nothing
course.
to do with that show. So if 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 we could get Chris Wilde on a show with
Okay.
us, I need Chris Wilde to stand in. I'm going to ask him if he'll stand in and represent me in a match where he slaps the taste buds out of that Anus Medea or Anus Manaya or Rodriguez or Gomez or Anus, whatever his name is. He's partners with Jack Kilby.
Okay.
He did a thing with Jack Kilby, and the dude actually's like, I'm gonna beat his ass and this and that, and he wasn't he wasn't ribbing or anything like that. This dude was serious as a heart attack. He threatened me. He's gonna cross cross into America from Canada, and he's gonna wait somewhere to beat me up. You know what I mean? He's gonna attack me. Worst thing he could have did was to announce this on YouTube. There's community guidelines, number one. You don't threaten people's lives, especially senior citizens with disabilities. This kid's a joke. And for him to do that, I would like Chris Wilde or whoever the number one heel is in independent wrestling. I would like to find out who that is. You research it for me, Chubby. If it's not Chris Wilde, I want whoever it is, and I'm going to see if we could, us three, go to Canada at Jack Kilby's show with his friend Maurice that runs the shows. You know who I'm talking about?
Maurice. Yeah, of course.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to see if we could get us three, whoever it is that takes up the call from Johnny Hotbody, the top heel in the independent circuit. I would like for them to represent me and the TWA, where we could slap the taste buds out of one Anus Angelo Medea. I believe that's his last name. I don't know. You would know better. He calls himself a professional wrestler. He was in ECW. I looked. There was a janitor by that name. I'm not sure if it's the same guy.
Well, I can make some calls and some texts to all parties involved, and
Well, Mister
I,
Kil Mister
here's
Kil is
here's
his
what I'm
name
going to do.
Kilby? Is his
It's
name
Gilby.
Jack? He already knows about this. He heard
Yeah.
me talk about this on Carmela's show, and he's up. He said he would definitely entertain it. But the problem is I need to take someone. I need someone that wants to take the side of Johnny Hotbody, someone that feels that the legend of Johnny Hotbody, the number one heel in the independent circuit at that time in TWA, ECW, I would like for someone to stand up for this old man, and I'll manage him, and I guarantee you'll win.
Well, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to reach out to parties involved and start putting some pieces together, and we'll see what we can come up with. I'll reach out to Chris. I'll reach out to Jack. I'll reach out to Angel
Now,
because
hold on. Before we make a call to Chris, I
Mhm.
want you to look who the number one heel on the independent circuit is that's local. It may be
I think
from it might
I think
be
it should
from
be Chris.
Darius Darren. It might be from Darius Darren's school. Super crazy, not super crazy.
Darius Carter,
Darius Carter. Yeah, it might be a
amazing
school.
talent.
Yeah, there's talent there, but I don't know who the number one talent is there that's a heel that I mean is badass, has the ability to stomp rock and roll.
I I think I think that's the two top people right there, Chris Cine and Darius Carter.
All right, well, let's reach out. Let's see if any one of them would be interested in defending the honor of TWA legend, ECW's first heavyweight champion, me, 5-time tag team champion, television champion, and see if we could get somebody that would be game for doing this. And we'll be doing it. I understand we would do it in Canada. Not unless we could find somebody that would, not unless Bay, we could find somebody where you could work your magic and we could throw that match on a card that's worthy of participating with the members.
You never know.
You never know, but I'm throwing it out there.
Okay. All right. On that note, thank you to everybody for tuning in. Thank you for everybody participating. To the three Giannis, Johnny, Gianni, and Jonathan. It's like a new show. It's like a new brotherhood. The Brotherhood of Giannis.
Ed, and Ned.
There you go. Ed,
and Eddie.
There you go. Thanks to everybody tuning in. We'll be back Monday night after Raw with your Raw recap, breaking Raw down.
It's early this week.
Is it?
Yes, it comes on at 6:00 from Pittsburgh at 6:00.
Oh, Gianni?
And then they're taping SmackDown right at they're taping SmackDown right after it.
Oh shit. Okay. Interesting. All right, so we will see you guys Monday night. Until then,
Good night, everybody.
Thank you, everyone.
Yes.